Today we are going to learn about road pattern. Road patterns are very much essential in the development of the settlements of the city. However, recent development in cities does not give importance to the study of road patterns that gives rise to numerous roads that are not interconnected for housing schemes and commercial development built up so far, which increases the distance from center of the town. The increasing distance between the residential and commercial hub of the city increases the dependency upon the cars for the daily travel chores each household members more frequently. Hence, these road patterns are divided into various classification as rectangular or block pattern, radial or road block pattern, radial or star circular pattern, radial or star and grid pattern, hexagonal pattern, and minimum travel pattern. So all these types of road pattern we'll learn in detail one by one. So first one is rectangular or block pattern. In this pattern, the whole area is divided into the rectangular blocks of plots with streets intersecting at right angle. In this adjacent figure itself you can see that entire block is divided into lines in right angle. The main road which passes through the center of the area should be sufficiently wide and other branch road should be comparatively narrow. The main road is provided a direct approach to outside the city. Now what are the advantages of this type of pattern? The rectangular plot may be further divided into small rectangular blocks for the construction of building placed back to back having roads on the front. Okay, this may be the first great advantage. The construction pattern has been adopted in many cities, this type of pattern, and the construction and maintenance of this road pattern is comparatively very easy. There are also some limitations for this. This pattern is not that convenient as the roads are intersecting. As the roads are intersecting, the vehicles may also face each other and there are a lot more chances of collision. Okay, so these are some of the limitations for this type of road pattern. Secondly, we have radial or star and block pattern. Now what exactly is radial or star and block pattern? In this pattern, the entire area is divided into a network of road radiating from the business area. In between radiating main roads, the built up area may be planned with a rectangular block. So in this figure you can see that at the center there is a business area and some roads are radiating outward from it, and in between these radiating roads some blocks or plots may be plotted and this can be celled out. This type of pattern is called as star with block pattern. There are again some advantages. Vehicles face each other lesser than block pattern. As compared to previous method, here the facing is less, reduces less congestion. Also, this is with comparison to the block pattern. Okay, limitations. This proves particularly effective in two-lane ramp traffic. This does not have to merge at a downstream end of the ramp. Safety appurtenances such as guide rail transitions, crash attenuators and post support bases have not been designed. Example maybe Chandigarh road pattern. Next is radial or star and circular pattern. In this system, the main radial roads radiating from the central business are connected together with the concentric roads In this area, boundary by adjacent radial roads and corresponding circular roads, the built-up area is planned with a curved block system. The figure itself is a self-explanatory figure we can see here. Okay, concentric rings are marked along with the radial pattern, and in between that we have the block pattern. Advantages: installing circular pattern in place of the traffic signals can reduce the crashes. Round around means we have to come and move this way. Round around improves the efficiency of traffic flow. They also reduce. The third type of road pattern is radial or star and circular pattern. In this system, the main radial road radiates from the central business area and gets connected together with the concentric road. In these areas, the boundary by adjacent radial roads and corresponding circular roads, the built-up area is planned and the curved block system is formed. Means this middle portion will be the central business. The radial roads will be radiating outward and along the concentric roads which we see here, and in between these spaces you can see the blocks are prepared. So this shows the radial or star and circular pattern. Now there are also some advantage of this, like collisions can be avoided. How the collision can be avoided? Suppose I am moving along this direction and I want to take a turn towards left side. So I cannot directly take a turn. What should I do? I should take a round around. I have to move out in this direction, right? So ultimately the collisions can be avoided. This all is managed by the proper traffic signal system. Okay, so I can say a traditional intersection with the stop signs or traffic signals, some of the most common type of crashes are a right angle, left turn and head-on collisions. This type of collisions can be severe because vehicles may be traveling through the intersections at a high speed. With this circular pattern, these types of potentially serious crashes are eliminated because vehicle travels at the same direction. So ultimately the collisions can be reduced. Then we say increased efficiency of the traffic flow. How? Installing circular pattern in the place of traffic signals can reduce the likelihood of rear end crashes. However, removing the reasons of drivers to speed up as they approaches the green lights and by reducing abrupt stops at red light, right? Then there are also some limitations of this method, like center lines of the road leading to the circular pattern should be properly aligned with the center island. Then approach road should be sufficiently curved far enough in advance of the circular pattern to reduce the vehicle speed of entering driver. Then island separating the approach and exit lane, known as splitters island, should extend far enough to provide the pedestrian refuge and to delineate the roundabout. Traffic signs, pavement marking and lighting should be adequate so that the drivers are aware that they are approaching a roundabout and that they should reduce their traveling speed. Next, the older drivers declines in vision, hearing and cognitive functions as well as a physical impairment may affect some older adults drivers' ability. Intersections can be especially challenging for the older drivers. It becomes hard enough for them to get cope up with the new systems. Okay, but this will serve more efficient to have a proper channelization of the transportation facility. Okay, so this is the figure for the radial or star and circular pattern. Now fourth is radial or star and grid pattern. The change in direction, and because the street patterns are the most enduring physical element of any layout, it could potentially contribute to systematic site planning and consequently deserve a closed look. Though the network is entirely interconnected, the north south movement becomes circuitous, indirect, and inconvenient, making driving an unlikely choice, illustrating that interconnectedness by itself is insufficient to facilitate the movement. Though there are some advantages of this. This keeps the vehicular traffic safe with a high proportion of three-way intersection. Next, it reduces the cut-through traffic by similar or other means. It improves the traffic flow in both directions using the Savannah's circular structure. This improves the land use efficiently, and also efficiency is highly increased. There are also some disadvantages, or we can say limitations of this method, like islands separating the approach and the exit lanes, known as the splitter islands, should extend far enough. Traffic sign, pavement marking, and lighting should be adequate so that the drivers get aware that they should reduce the speed. Okay, this is all about radial or star and grid pattern. Fifth type is hexagonal pattern. The figure is shown here. In this pattern, the entire area is provided with a network of roads formatting hexagonal figures. At each corner of the hexagon, three roads meet the built-up area boundary by the sides of the hexagon, and is further divided in the suitable sizes. At each corner we can see that three roads are merging. Okay, so there are advantages of this. Three roads meets the built-up area boundary by the sides of the hexagon. As there are advantages, there may also be some limitations, like traffic signs, pavement marking, lighting should be adequate, such that the driver should be able to reduce the speed of his vehicle, ultimately to reduce the damage. Sixth type is minimum travel pattern. In this road pattern, the city is contented by sector center, suburban centers, and neighborhood center by the road, which required minimum to connect the city centers. Okay. Next advantages, these types of potentially serious crashes essentially are eliminated. Also, there are some limitations. Traffic signs, pavement marking, and light, this becomes a common for all, probably, and intersections can be especially challenging for the older drivers. So this is all about the types of road pattern in detail.